Alright, so you're going to a trip and your fish are home alone. But how to make sure they will survive during your absence? Well, this is something that will be discussed in this new episode of Earn That Power. Alright, so before I start the episode, I just want to point out that I am coming back from a camping trip and I just got myself a brand new didgeridoo. The first one ever that I in my collection of didgeridoo because yes, I am planning to collection them eventually. It is a pretty cool instrument. Um, it's from Australia. Well, at least those didgeridoo are originated from Australia, but I really just enjoyed the colors and the painting on this one, as well as the sound it was making. And you can be sure I will play it in one of my next live stream. But anyway, let's move on to this real subject of the video: what to do when your fish are home alone. Well, the first thing I do is that before I leave, I make sure to give a lot of food a few days before the trip. That way, the fish will have a lot of protein in them. Now, you can leave your fish for a few days without feeding them, though it is recommended to feed them every day, and this is why I have two automatic feeders, one on the 44 and one on the 26 gallon. It is optional if you're going to leave for only a few days, but if you're going to leave for a long time, it could help. Another thing is do a big water change before you leave. That way the water quality will be pristine and you won't have to worry about that, especially if you're going to leave for a week or so. And the longer the trip, the bigger the water change should be. And don't hesitate to do something as big as a 60% water change. Now, another tip for you is to have a lot of caves and hiding space for your fish, because while you're at home you can prevent a lot of aggressivity, but when you're gone the fish may attack each others, and this is natural. So you want to protect the weak one by offering a lot of hiding space so they can survive during your absence. Though I would consider trying to separate the case where there is some bullies in the aquarium. Try to separate the bully altogether, but if you don't have the time for that, at least make sure to have a lot of hiding space. Also, don't make the same mistake as I did. Don't place small fish with goldfish or other big fish when you're out of home. Because yeah, for this trip we have one casualty, the little guppy, and I was going to do a video about him and I'm still going to do it. It's just that he have met a sad conclusion in the hand, or rather the fins, of Ghost and RP. Also, make sure to prevent any fin nipping behaviors. Remember, tetras can be pretty nippy because they are basically the cousins of piranhas, and while they are peaceful most of the time, if they're left without food for a few days and with the company of fish with very long flowing fins, be aware that fin nipping can occur. So to prevent that, try to place similar sized and speed fish together. That way they won't try to bully on fish with longer fins. Same for gold barbs, tiger barbs, and other notorious fin nippers. Um, you might see some missing scales or some torn fins when you come back, and this is pretty normal. I mean, um, just try to prevent it. Also, if you can afford it, or rather, if you have the helpful friends at hand, try to make them watch your aquarium while you're gone. Maybe they are not going to do water change or stuff, but at least they can remove dead fish if that occur, and thus preventing the water quality to go bad while you're not home. Anyway, all of my fish, apart from that little guppy, are still alive, and as you can see, they are all very well and healthy. I was worried, especially about Kaiser, this three-spotted gourami, but apparently he did very well, and so did the other gouramis. So sometime when you're going to come back home, some of your fish won't be doing as well, but this is why it is important to then immediately feed a lot the aquarium and do a big water change when you're back home. And also make sure to spot any unusual aggressivity or illness and thus preventing it the soon as soon as you're home. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. May the fish be with you always, and make sure to subscribe, comment, and like.